I think it's safe to say all men want nice shoulders, especially since we all know by now that having nice, sculpted shoulders are necessary for that V-taper physique. But the available research out there suggests that potentially 50 to 80% of lifters out there have underdeveloped shoulders. Now, don't worry you guys. I've been training for over 4 years and have prioritized dialing in my shoulder training that led me to this point today. And I want to get you guys some Death Star looking shoulders. There's only 3 different exercises that I use to get to this point, but proper execution and movements are crucial, so pay close attention. First up, we have the side delt, the key muscle group that gives your shoulders that wide V-taper look. Now, when I first started training, like many of you guys, I used to focus on traditional dumbbell lateral raises. While these can be effective, new research out there just suggests that there's a better approach for maximizing muscle growth. A study on muscle length training shows that muscles tend to grow more when they're challenged at longer, more stretched positions. For example, a 2021 study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that biceps grew 150% more when trained in the stretch position, compared to exercises like incline curls that don't challenge the muscle as much in that range. Although this study focused on biceps, similar results have been found for other muscle groups like the triceps, quads, and even hamstrings. This research suggests that the lateral delts may also benefit from a similar approach, training them in their stretch position to maximize muscle growth. Now that's why a leaning lateral raise may be superior to a traditional lateral raise. By leaning away from a sturdy object, you can increase the range of motion, placing more tension on the side delts in their stretch position, which will increase time under tension, a key factor for muscle hypertrophy. Now, here's how you perform a leaning lateral raise. Grab a sturdy object like a rack or a pole with one hand and lean slightly away from it. Hold a dumbbell in the opposite hand, keeping a slight bend in your elbow. Start with the dumbbell hanging at your side, then raise it out to the side, leaning with your elbow until your arm reaches shoulder height. Pause at the top, keeping your elbow slightly higher than your hand, and lower the dumbbell slowly back down under control. Keep your core tight and avoid using momentum. Go light on this exercise and aim for around 10 to 20 reps per side. If you need a free workout routine to keep you on track to your goals, click the link in the description below and get my free 90-day aesthetic blueprint. Now, on to the next part of the shoulder we need to target, the rear delts. This is an area that a lot of lifters neglect, but developing your rear delts is crucial for a balanced, full look and shoulder health. Not to mention, it'll round out those Death Star shoulders we're aiming for. Now, most people are accustomed to doing reverse pec decks or face pulls, and while those can be effective, there's actually a much more efficient way to target the rear delts. According to research on muscle activation, exercises that encourage horizontal abduction are most effective for targeting the rear delts. A 2013 study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research showed that cable reverse flies activate the rear delts more effectively than some other popular movements. And this is primarily because the cable allows for constant tension throughout the entire range of motion. This continuous tension is crucial for muscle growth. To perform this exercise, grab a cable in each hand with a slight bend in your elbow. Stand facing the cable machine, arms extended straight right in front of you. Pull the cables back in a reverse fly motion, keeping your arms slightly bent. Now, focus on driving your elbows out and back, feeling the tension in your rear delts. Hold the contraction at the end of the movement for 1 to 2 seconds before slowly returning to the starting position. Perform 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps, ensuring you control the weight down during each rep. Now, lastly, let's target the front delts with the Barbell Shoulder Press. Now, this is one of the best compound movements that you can do for overall shoulder size and strength, especially for this front delt. Since it's a compound lift, it allows you to load heavier than most other shoulder exercises. This means that you're applying more mechanical tension, one of the key factors for muscle growth. Research has consistently shown that overhead pressing movements are among the most effective for front delt activation. In fact, a 2010 study in the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine found that the shoulder press produced some of the highest EMG activation for the anterior delts compared to other pressing exercises, making it a must-have in your routine. Now, here's how you do a barbell shoulder press. Start by positioning a barbell at shoulder height in a rack. Now grab the bar slightly wider than shoulder width apart, with your palms facing forward. Now fully extend the bar overhead in a straight line. Control the bar as you lower it back to the starting position, just in front of your collarbone. Keep the core engaged and avoid arching your back. Now aim for around 3 to 4 sets or 6 to 10 reps, focusing on controlled, powerful movements. This exercise will not only help you develop your front delts, but also strengthen your overall pressing power, which will carry over to other lifts such as the bench press. Now that you know the most effective exercises for sculpting your shoulders, let's talk about how to integrate shoulder training into your overall workout routine to maximize muscle growth. First off, it's essential to recognize that shoulder muscles, particularly the deltoids, are relatively small compared to other major muscle groups like the back or legs. Because of this, they can fatigue really quickly, and you need to approach shoulder training strategically to ensure you're hitting them with enough intensity without compromising form. One of the most effective ways to program shoulder training is by prioritizing them earlier in your workout. Research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research in 2016 found that muscle groups trained earlier in a workout session experience greater muscle growth compared to those trained later. That means if building bigger shoulders is your goal, you want to hit them fresh. Ideally, right after a compound lift like a bench press or a squat, or even as the first part of your upper body routine. Now, here's how you can structure it. If you're following a push-pull leg split, then train your shoulders right after your chest exercises on push day. Since pressing movements like the bench press already engage the front delts, they'll be primed for further isolation with exercises like the barbell shoulder press or leaning lateral raises. Now, alternatively, if you're doing an upper-lower split or a full body routine, you can dedicate a specific portion of your workout to shoulders early on, making sure they get the attention they need. Another key point is that frequency matters. According to a 2018 meta-analysis in the Sports Medicine Journal, training each muscle group at least twice a week leads to significantly greater hypertrophy, so aim to incorporate shoulder-focused exercises in at least 2 of your weekly workouts to ensure you're providing enough stimulus for muscle growth. Lastly, to maximize muscle growth, keep in mind progressive overload. This means steadily increasing the weight, reps, or intensity of your shoulder exercises over time. Track your progress, and as you become stronger, make sure you're challenging the muscles with heavier weights or more volume to stimulate new growth. Now, here's the final takeaway. Whether you're training shoulders alongside other muscle groups or dedicating a specific session to them, the key is to prioritize them early in your workout and hit them with enough frequency, and always aim for progressive overload. Stick to this plan, and in no time, you will well be on your way to building those nice, capped, V-tapered shoulders. This is Martin here, signing out. Have a good one. Peace.